Alright Beta Culture, so welcome back. My name is Sergio Barron and today I will be showcasing on how to do a taper fade, and I will be collabing with my boy Jimmy Fades on how to do the bleaching process on someone. So as y'all see, he had it already bleached up previously, so I went ahead and cut it all down to a number 2 guard with a lever closed all the way. So when you're doing or cutting the top with a solid guard, you're just gonna want to make sure you go over it numerous times so you get that top as consistent as even as possible. And now here my boy Jimmy is going ahead and prepping himself to start the bleaching process. He is using these products by Blonde, a 40% developer, and he's mixing a 2-to-1 ratio. So it's 1 part bleach and 2 parts developer. For this haircut, he's already bleached him before, so he already knew the grams that he was using. So for this one, he used 30 grams of bleach and 60 grams of developer. Then he just went ahead and mixed it really well in a little mixing bowl till he got a really consistent mixture. Then all he did was apply it starting from the crown area, working his way up to the front, and just make sure you cover all grounds of the hair so you can get an even processing on the hair. Since he is using a 40 developer, it tends to develop the bleaching process a lot faster. Typically when he uses a 20 or 30, sometimes he might apply some aluminum to help preserve the heat in the hair. But as you see here with that 40, just using this cap alone, it bleached up pretty quickly. He let it sit for about 45 minutes or so before taking off this cap, and then he went ahead and washed off the bleach using a purple shampoo to help tone up the hair. Then after that, I just came in and blow dried the hair really well so I can go ahead and start doing the taper fade process. Now for the taper fade, I'm gonna start my first guideline right there at the temple peak, and to better help see that temple peak, I'll create my first vertical bar right here on the right side of his head, and then now I'll just connect the top of his ear to that temple peak area, and that's where my first guideline is. Next, I went ahead and came in with the clipper lever all the way open for my next guideline, just coming up about a ½ inch from the previous line. Then after that, I went ahead and threw in the number 1 guard, still lever all the way open, and then just came up about the same distance, another ½ inch. Since the hair is bleached up, it's kind of harder to see these guidelines, but just kind of keep in mind the distance that you are going above from the previous lines. And here I went ahead and threw on the 1½ clip lever, still all the way open, to finish connecting the side length to the top number 2 that we had set on top. And now you should be left here with 2 guidelines. They're really faint, but they're right there. That top one, I'm gonna go ahead and start with that ½ clip, and I'm gonna start with that lever all the way open to start softening up that second guideline on top. And then whatever this guard don't take out, I'm gonna go ahead and come in with that number 1 guard, and I'm gonna still leave that lever positioned all the way open, and then just finish taking out whatever this guard didn't. As you see here, that's what I'm doing now. And all you're doing for the blending out of these lines, guys, is just crossing over it about a ½ inch. You're not going too high with it. And now for this line, I'm gonna start with the clipper lever all the way closed, and then all I do is open the lever halfway, continue blending a tad bit higher than previously, and then you'll see that line start to blend out gradually as you move up a little higher at a time. And here I just open it all the way to finish blending out this last guideline. Like I said, it's a little hard to see these guidelines when you have blonde hair, but with practice, you'll be able to kind of distinguish where they're at. And there I just went ahead and took out the rest of the bottom of the hair with the trimmer, and then just followed it up with my electric shaver to finish shaving that taper. And then just follow through with setting in your back guideline. I kind of follow it from that temple fade that I set in on the side. And then I set in my guidelines just the same way I did on the side. First starting with the trimmer, then the lever clipper all the way open, then the 1 guard here, lever all the way open, and then I finished connecting that side length to the top with that 1.5 guard lever all the way open. And back here you could better see those guidelines that I was talking about that we're leaving. And now we're going to take out that top guideline with that lever all the way open using that ½ guard. And again, guys, we're just coming up about a ½ inch, crossing over that line. And then whatever that didn't take out, you come in with your 1 guard, as you see here, lever still all the way open to finish softening up that line. And now since this last guideline does take me 3 lever positions, I'll break down this last step into 3 parts. First, I'll start right here with the lever closed, then lever open halfway, move up a little bit higher, and then lever open all the way to finish taking it out. And then once you're done blending on this right side, then you can move forward to the middle section and continue doing the exact same process. And again, guys, all these steps I will list down in the description for y'all, so y'all can feel free and follow along that way if it makes it easier for y'all. But then just follow up and take out the rest of the bottom of the hair with the trimmer and the electric shaver again, just to get that clean, nice shave on the taper. And guys, just like anything, it is gonna take practice on y'all's part. Just because I'm showing you step by step how to do it doesn't mean that you're gonna pick up the clippers and imitate the exact same way that I cut. It's still gonna take those repetitions for you to keep practicing, come back, watch the video, and then go back to practicing. And it's just a bunch of back and forth until you kind of really understand what's going on when you're cutting hair. But then again, I just did the exact same thing that I did on the right side here on the left side, guys. Blended out that guideline and then just shaved it with my electric shaver. But now from here, I'm gonna go ahead and start lining up and setting in on my hard lines. I start with the middle, kind of visualize that hard line already set in, and then I kind of move my way off to one side and then create that 90-degree box and then just imitate it on the right side. I kind of like to step back a lot just so I could get a good visual of how my line is flowing across the forehead, just to make sure and ensure that it is going across the forehead as straight as possible. And then I go ahead and line up the side and the back area of the taper just to clean it up on both sides. Just prepping the hairlines before I come in with my straight razor to really sharpen it up. But then next, I'm gonna go ahead and load up my Turkish razor, insert my faded culture blade as well in there. And guys, you can find these products at fadedculture.co if y'all are interested. We also have our shaving gel that you see me using here. So just apply a generous amount throughout all the areas that you will be shaving. And then first, I like to kind of shave with the grain, shaving away most of that shave gel and all that peach fuzz. And then I'll shave against the grain to get a really sharper lineup. Then once I was done with the lineup process, I went ahead and cleaned up his facial hair, combing down all the mustache hair, and then just kind of lining up whatever hangs over his lip. Clean up the top area really soft with the clipper, just kind of prepping yourself up before you come in with your straight razor. That way you don't have to shave off too much hair. Same thing with the bottom of the chin. Just have your client tilt back his head, take out that hair, and you can either shave his hair with a straight razor down here, or you could use your electric shaver on the side. On the mustache, it's kind of tight to use the electric shaver, so I went ahead and applied some shaving gel and then just lined it up with my straight razor. And then just to add a little detail on the front hairline, I went ahead and added a part right here. First, I set it in with the clipper regular, and then I flipped the clipper upside down to get it as sharp as possible before I came in with my straight razor again to really sharpen it up. But that's pretty much it for the taper tutorial. Now my boy Jimmy here is gonna set up with these detail paint brushes and this Vivid's color to add an FC design on the back of his head. So I suggest that when you start experimenting with these type of colors, is maybe kind of practice first on paper, drawing out whatever you want to draw on somebody's hair, and kind of practice it so you can get it down before you apply it here on the actual head. Because once it's on here, this color is permanent. So if you do mess up, you're gonna have to kind of re-bleach the hair to get it back from where you started. But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial on a taper fade, the bleaching process, and this FC design. If y'all like this type of collabing tutorials, please let me know down in the comments what other tutorials y'all like to see. Maybe what other kind of collabs, or maybe y'all can even tag another barber that y'all like to see me collab with. But again, guys, my name is Sergio Barron. This is Faded Culture. Shout out to my boy Jimmy all the way from Cal, Texas. And I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.